Well, good morning. So, as part of our Brownfields education series today, we are joined by Nicole Diaz to talk to us about how to do the inventory process. So, I'm going to let Nicole introduce herself and then take it away. Nicole?
All right, thank you, Becca. As Becca said, my name is Nicole Diaz. I primarily run all the inventory projects here at the West Virginia Brownfields Assistance Center, and I will be the person in charge of the inventory section of the EPA process. And so I'm going to guide you through each step of that process. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the what, why, how, where, and when of building a brownfields inventory. All right, so by now, I'm sure that you guys are educated on what exactly a brownfield is. And so what exactly is a brownfields inventory? So it's just an inventory collecting data about the different brownfields in the community and collecting owner information, all of the different parcel information, tax information, historical information, all the information that we can gather. And why is an inventory important? So creating an inventory of brownfields in your community helps provide an insight on exactly how many brownfields your community has. So you may think your community has 1 or 2 brownfield sites, and it turns out that maybe there are way more than that or less than that. By having a good idea of how many brownfields are in your community, that can be used for local plans and decision-making. Incorporating your brownfield inventory into your local plans, such as comprehensive plans, provides a way to apply for different resources, such as funding, EPA funding included. An inventory can also verify suspected contaminants of sites, especially old industrial sites that have been shut down. And it can also lead to effective and efficient policy changes. All right, so you're ready to compile your brownfields inventory. How and where do you start? So there are multiple methods of identifying potential brownfields. Unfortunately, there are not really a list on the internet where you can Google brownfields in my community. There's no list that will pop up, but that being said, it is easy to identify potential brownfields in your communities simply by driving or walking around the town. If you have lived in that community for a while or know people who have, I'm sure there is local history and local knowledge, such as people who know that there was an existing plant maybe in the community that shut down, and maybe they know exactly when that shut down, what types of products that plant was producing, things like that. You can also consider tax delinquent properties. Those properties are typically vacant and or abandoned, but can also possibly be brownfields. And brownfields can also consist of former schools, hospitals, any big community facilities like that. And you can also potentially identify brownfields by looking at maps. All right, so the types of information that we would like to collect for our brownfields inventories includes, like I said already, the address of the location, photographs of the exterior of the building, because we do not want anyone to trespass and enter inside of a building unless you were with the property owner. Collecting information such as if it's located near waterways or located next to development is important to capture. And then we also collect information that we may not be able to get by just simply looking at the building, but by getting on the computer and researching different property viewers that you guys may have in your communities and looking up information such as the lot size, very important ownership information, the former usage type, zoning, eligibility for targeted funding, different things like that. And then what we do once we collect all of our information of our inventories is we will identify the locations of each of those properties on a map, and we have numerous mapping tools that can be utilized to collect this information. There's ArcGIS, there's Google My Maps. We at the Brownfields Assistance Center have access to a paid data collector called Regrid. And by mapping and inventorying your sites, you're able to really tell if there are a large concentration of brownfield sites in one location, if they're located near possibly schools or neighborhoods. This is just a quick snapshot of the Regrid tool that we have available. It is really easy to use, and that is part of a training that can be incorporated into your inventory support program if you are entered into this program. So what we do is we just simply mark which parcels are brownfields, and on the side here is just an example of the types of information that this can pull. So it does pull USPS vacancy data, it pulls zoning data, land use, tax information, owner information, details of the structure, how many structures are located on the parcel. And then we are able to use that map and incorporate it into the different plans and grant applications. Once we have our inventory of sites and we have them mapped, then we need to narrow down which project sites to target first. If your community has possibly 20 brownfields, we cannot do 20 brownfield sites projects at one time. So we will prioritize those based on the community's priorities. They vary by community. Some communities will choose to do brownfield projects that are possibly just the most feasible and easy. Maybe you have a willing and cooperative property owner. Or maybe you want to really nail down on the brownfield sites that are located in the middle of town or major eyesores. Maybe you have brownfield sites that are major health and safety hazards and or easily accessible to trespassers and or children in your town. So we will go through an entire prioritization process based on your community's priorities. All right, that is an overview of the inventory support program that we offer. It is on a rolling basis, the applications are. And if you have any questions or would like to apply for the program, if you would send an email to the email right there, nds@mail.wvu.edu, and I can provide you a link to the application as well as help you apply for the application. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Nicole. So let us know if you have any questions, and we're here. WVU tab is here for you if you need it. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.